Hey everyone, Tom here. Want to talk about the month of June. All right, the month of June's looking really green on the screen, except for Juneteenth where the market is closed. To get on this screen, you have to start off as being one of the 4,000 optimal stocks. And then what I do is I slice it down to just the ones that have a 90% historical probability of working out. That's what pattern trading is. I want to spot patterns that repeat themselves over and over again. Let me share a few of those patterns with you. So on June 9th, I have a start date for BRO, that's Brown & Brown. Now, Brown & Brown has an 11% projected price run that starts on the 9th of June. If you can see here, this is a 100% pattern over the last 10 years. No guarantees it's going to happen again. But again, I'm a pattern trader. I like things that repeat themselves over and over again. And for the last 10 years, we've repeated profits in this particular stock moving higher. All right, starting on June the 9th. Perfect. Well, it's around $106.60 roughly. And we do expect, even though it's up 3.61% year to date, we expect the big move in BRO to start right now. All right. With the money counter, like I said, it's everything that I look at. It's all under the hood. There's no guesswork. I look at historical probability. I look at entry and exits. I take the guesswork, and that's the big thing. Take the guesswork and the emotion out of trading. Let's look at the next candidate. Candidate number 2 is BIO. That starts on July 1st. Got a little time on this one. All right. BIO is Bio-Rad. And Bio-Rad has a 17% projection starting on July 1st, okay? You can take a look at the patterns in the past, and with the exception of 2015, where it made a fraction of a profitable return, every other year afterwards was actually pretty impressive. Last year, 21.76% return, right? Bio-Rad is just coming off of, it's just below $230 a share. It's down 30% year to date. But we expect this is going to change starting on July 1st. All right. How do I get all this information? Again, when I started doing this, I started with a few stocks. I expanded it to the top 325 stocks and ETFs. That's the top 2% of all stocks traded. I look at 10 years of data. That smooths out the highs and the lows because 1 year doesn't represent a pattern. 1 is a coincidence. Okay. 2 is a couple. I need 10 years worth of data to really smooth out and find out if there's a real pattern happening or not. I also want to make sure they're consistent. So 1 year isn't high, the next year isn't super low, etc. So I look at things like how long we hold the trade. I look at the end date. That helps me determine if I want to trade an option, what I want to do with that option. I look at accuracy. A minimum of 90%. I'm showing you 3 100% historical patterns in this video. Finally, I look at average return. You know, I could find a pattern. If I find a pattern, it's 100%, but the return is only 0.5%. It's a 0.5% return during the pattern. I'll skip it. There's plenty of other opportunities out there. My last of the 3 stocks I want to share with you in this video are NDAQ. That's the NASDAQ. That start date is July 30th. And of course, how is it done? Well, NASDAQ, it's not a bro and it's not a bio, okay? What I mean by that is that this price projection is 4.5%. But what I like about this one is the consistency. Look at the last 4 years. Last 4 years, we were above 2.5%. 3 of those 4 years, we were above 4.5%. And we're expecting a 4.5% move. So even though NASDAQ's up 7% already this year, starting July 30th, we expect to see more upside in this stock. How do I spot the best ones? If I see 6 or 7 of these that pop up in one day, how do I pick the best one? I look at something called Power Meter. Now, what Power Meter is it's a way of me looking at the pattern and finding what patterns are really most recently taking off and getting better and better and better each year. That's what the Power Meter does for me. So, in summary, the money counter hunts down these simple short-term stock and ETF patterns. I use 10 years of data. I sort through them many of different ways, but I use the Power Meter. That's one of my best sort methods. Finally, when I find something I like, I'll then look at the stock and I'll weigh it against a call or I'll weigh it against a call spread to use as evaluating a trade potentially buying the options instead of buying and holding the stock outright. Remember these three symbols. BRO starts June 9th. BIO starts July 1st. And NDAQ starts on July 30th. Hope you enjoyed the video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.